And I think the legal culture is difficult to crack because the educated are the worst victims of coloniality, because coloniality teaches them that they are superior, they are better. But it actually beats them up to submission intellectually. And I think that is why the legal culture is difficult to change. Because, first of all, we see Western modernity in general as superior. We see Europe and white cultures as superior. And I'm not talking about white people. That's how we see our view of ourselves. And that replicates itself from the legal profession to engineers, to architects, to politicians, to priests, to bishops. And it's only when we develop our own courage and a better image of who we are and our history. Our children, since where you and all the guys were young, even as critical as you are of our history, you start in 1652, even when you analyze coloniality, because our education system does not teach you the history and role that is positive of this continent a million years ago. When it comes to Europe and its philosophers, we can go as far back as Galileo, as far back as Nietzsche, as far back as Kierkegaard, as far back as Socrates. But we are taught to analyze ourselves from a period when we were down, invaded. And there's a lot of positive history of this continent that could make us feel a little better about ourselves than we do now. And I think you will see that a lot in the legal profession. And I always say, lawyers, law students tend to be activists when they're on campus. Go to every university, you will see that mostly activists are from the humanities and largely law students. And go out there, that activism hardly outlasts graduation. Because out there, we become ourselves and we don't want to be critical and we conform. And that's what the system wants. And that's why the legal culture continues. And lawyers are cringing as they listen to me here because I'm saying something they were not taught. Right? You and me are odd. We're trying to critique something so great, they think, because they were not given the tools to see coloniality as something bad and to see themselves as human beings of value. Forget what white people think of them. It starts with, what do we think we are? Who do we think we are? And who do we exist to please? And I think we exist both philosophically and politically and economically. We exist at our expense.